Hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name's Rochelle, and I'm here to do a reading for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, wherever you have that in your chart. And yeah, it's my intention. There's something in here for everyone. So take what resonates, leave the rest. And my readings are also timeless. So whenever you catch this is the right time for you. I have chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and I've also let the universe choose a song. And um everything, I don't know, something is weird this morning. Maybe it's just with me, maybe it's the energy, like things feel a little like not quite fitting together. There's a disjointedness with everything. So with the title of your song is Booty Swing, which it's like dancing basically. um which is something that's really enjoyable, that feels really good. And how that fits into the reading, I'm not sure yet, so I'll just I'll get started. um we have TikTok. All of the cards are in the upright position today. So TikTok, which is all about divine timing, things working out um, in the time that they're supposed to work out. That it's about trusting that if things aren't happening yet, it's because they're not meant to happen um, at this time or in this certain way. And so there's this certain amount of surrender, a certain amount of trust. And we have truth be told, which is um, really getting in touch with what your own truth is. That everyone has their own truth, and it doesn't always align with someone else's truth. And so the idea is to get clear on what your truth is. And as we live our lives and grow and change, our truth changes with us. Um, so it's understanding what our sort of subjective truth is up to this point, and then also being open to other people's truths and trying to see from their perspective. Hey, good morning. Good morning, Jojo. Charlie says good morning. Yeah, kitties are in crazy kitty mode. Fun times. All right. So anyway, it's so it's very much about kind of trying to be open-minded, not only to the fact that your truth can change depending on circumstances, what you go through, but that other people's truths might have some validity as well. And higher power, which is trusting in your higher power, whatever you subscribe to, whatever makes sense for you. And I was just doing a reading for someone recently, and she's like, I don't believe in a higher power. And I was like, well, it's different for everyone. It doesn't mean God. It doesn't mean some old man sitting on a cloud, making judgments about you. It could be just your belief in the energy of love, in nature. Being in nature is somehow that fulfills you. It's so subjective. Everyone has a different truth about what their higher power means to them. And so it's tapping into whatever that is, and understanding that when you allow the higher power, to me it's kind of like it is that kind of overall energy source, is a good way of saying it. I like to say the universe, where there's something more than just this 3D reality. To me, it's very clear. Um, and it's tapping in to that, knowing that whatever intuitive nudges you get, whenever there are synchronicities and things lining up perfectly, that is whatever that thing is. There's a hand in it guiding you, leading you where you need to go. And the more you can let yourself be guided, the better your life goes because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Um, so, um, and we still have booty swing. I don't even know. Like, just have some fun. Maybe go dancing. Do something that's enjoyable. Listen to music as you go about your day, and like let the let the energy of the music lift you. You know, the better you feel, the better things go. Better things go, the better you feel. That whole upward spiral. Okay, so let's look at the good tarot. See what we got going on here. 10 of water, which is great because it's ultimate fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, serenity, peace, happiness, abundance, all just having everything that you could want in this moment. Um, and this can be a card of maybe you don't have all the stuff that you want. Maybe you're not quite where you want to be, but it's that place of surrendering to where you're at and being grateful for what you have. And Redbeard. All right. Yay. So glad you guys are here. Um so yeah, this is such a beautiful card. And you know, this guy when he gets up off his seat, he might swing his booty a little bit. All right, what else? 5 of air. This is a card of tension and conflict. And with it falling on truth be told, it makes me think of what I was speaking to, which is that the idea that everyone has their own subjective truth, and that just because someone has a different truth than you doesn't make them wrong. It's needing to expand that perspective and to allow that even if you don't agree, that other people it works for them, that truth is true for them, and maybe it will change someday. And you gotta focus on yourself and focus on your own truth, and allow the space for others. um, because typically tension and conflict come when everyone's trying to make their truth be the dominating truth. you know and typically, yeah. So let's see. And then we get the 10 of fire. Okay. We've got two tens. So interesting. Um, and 5 can be about change as well. So it's like closing out some kind of big cycle, letting things burn away, maybe like examining truths that you've held on to for a long time that you're realizing don't actually serve you, that maybe your truths have changed more than you realize, or actually listening to someone's perspective truly with an open mind makes you go, oh, I hadn't thought about it that way before. And so somehow there's this cycle closing out. And I did speak of synchronicity. So maybe someone says something at just the right moment, or something happens, and you're like, oh, yeah, that like somehow there's a I don't know, my eye is drawn to in this higher power card. This being has like a keyhole with light shining through, and it's kind of something is unlocked for you, and you're like, oh yeah, it's time to let this old way of thinking, this old way of being, maybe it's somehow around thinking that there's not enough time, or you're under some kind of pressure and you realize it's it's not that big of a deal, or it's not the way you thought, something like that. um okay, let's look at the good tarot. We have, woo! All right. We have 10 of Cups on top of the 10 of Cups. If I can get it here. Same card. Blessed love life. Um, and this is, love life we typically think of as being romantic, but it doesn't have to be. You can have a blessed love life just that you have an abundance of love in your life, love for yourself, love for others. You respect others' points of view, you respect others' truths, they respect yours. There's space for everyone. And it's because you're feeling better. You're not trying to control anyone. You're not trying to make anyone be or think anything different than they do. You just come together in this, you know, kind of more neutral space. This is where you find your serenity, your peace, your happiness. And what's she even doing here? She's all tied up with beautiful vines. This card makes me think of Christmas. She's got like garlands all over her, and she's just like, yeah, I'm happy, I'm good, everything's good. um, oh, so interesting. We have tradition, nostalgia, and reflection. Thinking about truths. This reading is about what truths do you actually have? Do they actually serve you? Or are they based on things that you learned from other people from your past? And this is you reflecting on all that. Where have your truths that maybe you acquired from other people, where have they caused major tension in your life? Because you're like, well, this is what I've always been told, so this is what's true. And other people are like, is it though? Here's what I think. This makes me think of like um sometimes arguments that I've heard around religion, specifically Christianity. Cuz I have a very Christian background. My grandpa was a Baptist minister. I have um a lot of history with Christianity. And there's often what I've noticed is there are some people they don't really think about it and what it means to them. They're just like, this is how I was raised, this is what I was told, so this is what's true. And that's great. If that resonates with you, awesome. Yeah, no judgment here. But for me, I started to like really think about it, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. There are parts that absolutely make sense, but it's like it's finding your own truth within whatever, I don't know, structure, whatever thing that you've been raised with. And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be religion. It could be politics, could be, you know, lifestyle, like whatever it is. And so this is you just kind of reflecting on all that stuff and really mulling it over. Does this actually fit with who I am and my core values at this point in my life? Yeah, cults. Yeah, absolutely. Um the truth is a power bill. Yeah. For a lot of us, huh? Okay, and then we got ego and internal politics, which what I'm speaking about does very often it's very often tied up with the ego, because the ego wants to be right at the expense of anything, and it's like having to really spend the time looking at things where maybe you've been very dogmatic about something for your whole life or for a really long time, and actually making yourself humble enough to recognize that maybe there's a different way of seeing things. Like the ego doesn't like that, because that's a part of your identity. Changing that's like it can be really scary. Um, but because this lands on 10 of fire, it's it's bumping up against your ego. It's recognizing where a part of you wants to kind of keep keep the status quo, right? Like keep things just as they are. The ego would like to keep everything just the same always, always. The ego does not like change. And that's what's kind of happening here. Except that the change is necessary. Change happens anyway. We can't stop it. And and so you're becoming aware, and you're just very gracefully working through this kind of change, introspection and change, and thinking about traditions. And what kind of new tradition would you like to create? Oh, my bad kitty is on the counter. Okay, so let's look at the Osho Zen Tarot. We've got the Five of Pentacles. First we had the Five of Air. Now we have the Five of Pentacles. So many tens, tens and fives. It's like change, but to change, you gotta let things happen. This one, what is it? The Outsider. Kind of makes me think of like it could be something along the lines of being so dogmatic in your truth, in what you believe, that maybe in the past you've been very um judgmental, or something, and that's caused people who have different truths to be like, well, no thanks. um and you don't want to be left out. This is about getting to a place where the doors are open, where everyone's invited. um this could also be a card of you cutting someone else out for the same reason. Like, well, you're not willing to listen to my point of view, so why would I want to hang out with you? um I've definitely had a fair amount of that in my life. And aloneness. Well, isn't that interesting? This comes after the outsider, because then you're like, well, I can't make any headway here, so I guess I'm just going to go hang out by myself. And the beautiful thing about this card is it's not about being lonely. It's about realizing that you have everything you need within yourself to be fulfilled, and that doing this introspection, this reflection of who you are, what's your truth, it it somehow you're gaining some kind of wisdom. You're starting to see, maybe you're starting to see cycles in your life, see um, ways in which you felt left out you were alienated, ostracized, whatever, or that you've done that to others, and you're just kind of coming to this place through solitude, through being alone. You're like, you start to see so much more clearly. Oh my goodness. And then we get nothingness, which is also a five. Okay. Yeah. We've got three fives, three tens. Wow. What else do we have? There's another five. Wow. Okay. So this card, I love this card because nothingness. It's like coming to that understanding. Like this is the place of unlimited potential, unlimited possibility, that there are billions. What are we? Are we at 8 billion people on the planet now? If we're not, we're really close. And like there's a point to all of this diversity. Everyone's got a different truth, a different perspective. We're not supposed to be homogenous. We're not supposed to be all the same. This is where, when you can be open to the possibilities, then it's like it expands your life. It makes you can ultimately be happier when you can be open and receptive to new ideas, new understandings, new possibilities. My channel, Inviting Possibilities, this is the whole point of that name, is being open to new things and just being like, I don't even know, I'm not sure, but hey, or even like it doesn't resonate, but maybe it's still true. Like, at least allowing that, right? Okay. Just let you guys have your conversation over there. All right, let me look at the oh goodness. Okay, let me look at the wisdom of Avalon. Disruption. Yeah. Yeah, you're facing you're at this point where you're dealing with some kind of conflict, you're bumping up against something, you're realizing something needs to change. Disruption is so great because it's like it's that wake up call. It's that shake up. The rug gets pulled out from under you and you're like find yourself like on the ground. What just happened? Completely lost your footing and your butt kind of hurts. You need to get up and swing that booty a little bit, shake off, shake off the pain a little. Um, this is where change happens, and sometimes it happens because our ego keeps us stuck, and so the universe is like, yeah, okay, now I'm gonna send in a little something to shake things up, and that's where we tend to be more open to change, to new ideas, that kind of thing. And then water feeling, water feeling, sure, yeah, water fairy, feelings and emotions. And it's so interesting because in the disruption card, it's got the water here. Like water is so powerful. It can hugely disrupt things, and yet it's so beautiful, and it's like, being kind of representative of feelings and emotions. Somehow you are tapping into some kind of feelings, some kind of emotions within you that are, this is how you're understanding how to make changes. When you can follow the the current, go with the flow, um, you start to understand things better. You get taken where you need to go. You gain the understanding, the perspectives, the knowledge, rather than trying to swim upstream or fight against it. And the stag, pride and leadership. We have, yeah, with pride, it goes hand in hand with ego. And it's fine to have pride. It's ego is important. We probably would not survive without our ego, and it's a big part of who we are. We don't want to make it go away. We just want to make friends with it, and we just want to acknowledge that it's trying to keep us safe. And once we can do that, once we can kind of humble ourselves a little bit, then we can rise up. Then we can be a true leader because we're being authentic. This has been coming up in a lot of my readings, being authentic to who we are. And then people are like, oh, I like I like how you show up, because a great leader is open to a lot of different truths and ideas, is always trying to see the broader perspective, that it's not just about their own limited perspective. Where are we at? Okay. I'm going to end with some angelic messenger cards. And I'll go to these. Oh, my sister is here. Oh my God. And Michelle Lorraine, hello. Divine guidance. Yeah. Higher power. Following those intuitive nudges, following the signs, listening, letting yourself be led through the synchronicities, through all the magical things that happen in your life, going with the flow. Yeah, that's what leads you to all the amazing blessings. Merger. Again, I got this for you last time. Yeah, I was talking about the dark crystal, kind of bringing parts of yourself together, reconciling where maybe you've kind of pushed away a part of yourself, being dogmatic within who you are and being like, well, this other part of me doesn't agree, but I'm going to ignore that part. I'm going to push that away. It's combining all the parts of your life. Um being open to more perspectives, broader understandings, other truths. It will make you greater and more awesome in the long run. And purpose. Somehow this is tied to your purpose, because when you're being led, when you're allowing yourself to go on this journey rather than trying to swim upstream, you're just like going with the flow. This is when divine timing, when things start to work out, when what you were really hoping for, you start to see evidence of all the blessings, all the beautiful, amazing blessings that are rightfully yours. Live in your purpose, following your truth, but always being open to other truths too. Okay, let me finish with a rune card. We have, a new one. I haven't picked this one before. Degas. We have the sun rising, and we have a woman here doing yoga. And for some reason, there are cactuses around. She's in some kind of greenhouse. Cactuses. You know, it makes me think of thorns. Like, okay, so this is this. So first of all, I think this is the warrior pose, or it's close to it. She's doing her yoga. She's doing her sun salutation, right? Like, sun's coming up, shining light on things, broadening your truth, expanding. She's expanding her body. It's like expanding your mind. And there are sometimes we bump up against truths that can be prickly, that can be painful, that we don't like, but that doesn't make them wrong necessarily. Maybe wrong for us, but there, with the cactus, like, you can eat the cactus, you can make yummy drinks out of the cactus. The cactuses have beautiful flowers. Like, there's the beauty and the pain all tied together, or I don't know if the pain is the right word, but anyway, let's see see what the book says. um See if I said it right, first of all. It's in here somewhere. Would be helpful if they actually numbered the pages. Here we go. Oh, I did not say this right at all. This is pronounced, it looks like Degas. It's Thagaz. All right, Thagaz. The meaning, dawn and daylight. Thagaz is the rune card associated with dawn and daylight, and is therefore a symbol of new awareness and hope. To the ancient Norse peoples, each new dawn and the welcome light from the sun breaking through after nighttime Uncertainty was a miracle. So, whenever Thagaz appears in a reading, it tends to be a very good sign indeed. Success is in the cards. However, to ensure that this success materializes, it is important that you continue on a path of self improvement and think and act positively. Hope is often a crucial ingredient for success in life. So, if you are going through tough times, this card reminds you that darkness is always followed by the dawn and a new awakening. You need to have renewed faith in your ability to pull through. Another association with this card is personal transformation. Yes, huge. It, it suggests that you are growing rapidly in self awareness and are having or about to have a major breakthrough. And this is why we keep seeing these fives, these change, all this change that's coming up in your life, needing to really think about it, pay attention to it, and then letting the awareness of what needs to change take you through the actual change to get you where you actually want to go. This is beautiful. Darkest before the dawn, right? And now the sun is rising, or it will very soon. So, oh, Redbeard retracted a message. I didn't get to see it. Anyway, um, okay. Well, there's your reading. Thank you all for being here. So fun. Sorry I can't be part of the conversation more. Glad you're listening though. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share.